Morning. Welcome to Mornings with Michael. Happy Thursday to everybody. So we're going to move over to our cryptocurrencies. Cryptocurrencies hit a new low last night. They're making lower lows and lower highs. So this is slightly bearish. We'll just see where this all goes. But they hit the 60,128 last night, trying to bounce from that up a few dollars here. But we'll keep our eyes on that. If you're at all concerned about a hard landing, this is something you may want to check out. If you spent a lifetime building up your wealth, you don't want to lose it. Like in 2008, where a 201k was the new naming of a 401k. So it beats index investing by 5%, and you never lose money. You only make money when the market makes money. So that is how that works. Currently, there are bonuses available, 10% and above. If you'd like to learn more about that, feel free to reach out to me and let us go over to our word of the day. Our word of the day is turbid. Turbid is our word of the day. Cloudy, opaque, or thick with suspended matter. And let us just move on. Find a word. The turbid waters of the swamp are home to many types of fish and amphibians. So that's our word of the day, turbid. On to our S&P 500 heat map. Heat map is warming up a little bit here. Took a while to open up. NVIDIA semiconductors seem to be bouncing a little bit today. So Meta is up slightly. Energy is bouncing with all the Mideast turbulation. There's PACCAR in industrials is doing well. ICE in the financial is doing well. Intercontinental exchange in the utilities, CEG continues to do well. And the VST, we may take a look at that. In the airlines, Southwest is up, and Jacobs Solutions in engineering. So what do we got in healthcare? CVS is bouncing on maybe a split up or a sale. Healthcare, Bristol Myers Squibb is up, and industrials, Lockheed Martin is up with all the turbulence in the Middle East. So that is kind of look around the S&P 500 heat map. Let's go over to our charts. We kept adding to get a nice position in QMMM Holdings, Hong Kong-based digital company. This is a first real base. This is the IPO base over here. In the past 16 to 25 days is usually when an IPO base broke out, and then sold off, reset up again, and really started to take off. And we'll see how this base works out. So that's QMMM Holdings over in Hong Kong, part of China trade. So let us go to our dollar. Dollar just continues its strength. One gap up after another. I would think that they put heat on the metals. And silver is still holding up pretty well, even though the dollar is strong. Gold pulling back slightly, not doing too bad. Copper is pulling back. Gap down today to its 10-day moving average, FCX. These were the two strongest ones, Southern Copper and FCX in the copper trade. And they're both gapping down to the 10-day moving average. Take a look at CCJ. Continues its strength with all the energy needed for the power plants. Denison Mines gapped up and then sold off. And let's move over to our bonds. Bond yields. It's moving on up. She bumped its head up against a declining 50-day moving average. It's up to 3.0 0.83% today. The 20-year bond is up 0.97, up over 3% again. It's 3.02%. Take a look at the VIX. VIX got a little bit of a bounce, getting pretty close to 20 again. Bounced off of the 200-day moving average here, went over 20, pulled back a little bit. Now it's getting, I believe it got up over 20 today. You have 2060. S&P 500 pulling back pretty flat for the day, actually, just riding that 10-day moving average. RSP pulled back to the 20-day and is bouncing slightly negative for the day. And NASDAQ slightly positive. The equal weight slightly negative. Small caps, Russell 2000 bouncing off of the 50-day moving average, down 0.23%. And Dow Jones is bouncing off the 20-day. Take a look where the strength is. So financials down. Communications, I guess we've got Google and Meta are balancing themselves out. Real estate is down. Utilities keeps moving up. Look at the strength of that utilities. That is just simply amazing. BST, look at that big move. Constellation Energy just keeps on trucking. And this is one that we hold. Looks like it's getting into the pivot zone. Biotech remains down. Healthcare is down. Consumer discretionary pulled back to its 20-day moving average, still in the pivot. Consumer staples pulls back to the 50-day moving average. Semiconductors are bouncing. Banks trying to recover after a sell-off in the morning. See if this is insurance. Pretty tight area. It looks actually good. And let us move on to airlines. Software is bouncing. Technology is bouncing as well. Out of the office. And let's go over to home builders. Building materials. Pull back to the 20-day, trying to bounce. Mining and metals is up slightly, and energy looks like it's breaking out of consolidation here. Look at XOP. Same kind of formation on XOP, drillers. And so let us go over to our news of the day. It's disappeared for the moment. Here we go. This just American Association of Individual Investors weekly survey was 18.2 versus 25.9 last week. Bulls fall to 45.5 from 49.6. Neutrals rise to 27.3 from 26.7, and bears rise to 27.3 from 23.7. Typhoon Crafton crossed the southwest coast of Taiwan, packing dangerous winds, with the storm leaving thousands of customers without power and shutting the stock exchange a second day. On to Levi Strauss in our sector breakdown. Get our cursor in the right three. EPS 33 cents versus 31 cents. Adjusted EBITDA margin 11.6 versus gross margin of 60% on revenues of $1.58 versus estimate of $1.55. And they are dropping down 7.45%. Tesla said it would recall 27,000 Cybertrucks in the US due to delayed rear view camera images that could impair driver visibility and increase crash risks, adding that a software update would resolve the issue. It is pulling back close to its 20-day moving average of 2.4%. Tesco raises full year 25 profit guidance to around 2.9 billion pounds, and this is a foreign company, so I guess that's why it's not coming up here, but 2.9 billion pounds or $3.85 billion compared to the previous target of $2.8 billion in pounds. On to energy, industrials, and materials. Avangrid, we lost our news article. So we are back. Avangrid awarded $425 million federal capacity contract for main transmission project. And on to Ingevity. Ingevity's president and CEO, John Forson, has left the maker of specialty chemicals and carbon materials, and it was appointed Luis Fernandez Moreno as interim president and CEO. And the previous ticker did not clear. Let's see, and that is selling off big time, off 14.5% on that news. Parsons awarded position as $4 billion Defense Threat Reduction Agency contract. Said contract has $4 billion ceiling value with a 5-year base period. RTX upgraded to hold from sell at Deutsche Bank with a $129 price target. It's currently at $123.86. And 4 electricity transmission projects serving the U.S. Southwest, Southeast, and New England will get $1.5 billion in public funding to improve the grid's resilience and connect customers with clean energy, the government said on Thursday. So watch shares of power. Prim. Looks like they're both in close to a buy zone. Mastech, slightly out of the buy zone. We just looked at CCJ. Manco, it's working on the right side of a base. Global Uranium, XT. BWX Technologies has broken out, up 2.74% today. On to financials. Bank of America slides after Warren Buffett's Berkshire Hathaway sold another 8.5 million shares of stock between September 30th and October 2nd, valued at $338 million. BRKA is down slightly as well, selling for $680,114 a share. Into healthcare, AngioDynamics, quarter one adjusted EPS 11-cent loss versus consensus loss of 15 cents. And even though they beat, they are down 17% on fast selling. Shares are being sold up 828%. To technology, media, and telecom. NVIDIA is higher after CNBC interview last night with Jensen Huang, who said that Blackwell is in full production and then everything is on track and they are selling like hotcakes, he said. That wasn't the exact words, but that was a facsimile of what he was talking about. Google teams in recent months have made progress on AI reasoning models like OpenAI according to Bloomberg, since OpenAI unveiled its 0.1 model, known internally as Strawberry, in mid-September. Some in DeepMind have been concerned that the company had fallen behind. On Wednesday, OpenAI, the creator of ChatGPT, said in a blog post that it raised $6.6 billion in new funding at a whopping valuation of $157 billion to accelerate progress toward its mission. At that valuation, OpenAI is worth more than 87% of the S&P 500 companies. It makes OpenAI among the highest valued private companies in the world, along with SpaceX, which is currently valued at $201 billion, and TikTok. So on to President Joe Biden has signed legislation exempting some U.S. semiconductor manufacturing facilities that are receiving government subsidies from federal environmental reviews. Interesting. SAP AG, U.S. prosecutors are broadening probe into potential price fixing in government contracts by SAP and tech reseller Carasoft, Bloomberg reported. And SAP is down on that news, 1.37%. Wolf downgraded to underperform at Mizuho as it sees lower global e-sales in second half of 24 and 2025, with IHS now estimating EVs up 6% over year in 2024, down from up 33%, and it sees 2025 up only 10%, below IHS's target of 40% year over year. And increasing China's SiC supply of up another 50 to 100% year over year in 2025. That is our news for the day. So we only have one stock in what's up 10% on 200% increase in volume. That is Wheeler Real Estate Investment Trust. I believe was up big time yesterday as well. It's up 19.42% today. It was up over 16 earlier. And just take a look at it I'll go to the 30-minute chart. You see the big move up here, pull back and bouncing. So that is Wheeler. Take a look at what's up 5%, 200% increase in volume. 12 items. Back to the daily. This is a Pennant Group. Operates 51 senior living centers, bouncing off the 50-day, up nearly 7%. Cal-Maine Foods, which was up yesterday as well. It bounces out of the pivot zone. It's up 5.34%. And Market Access Holdings. I'm just going to adjust this a little bit. I think we moved it up a little too far, but it is up big time. The volume is a little muted. Vistra, which we had in the news, continues to break up. Praxis Precision Meds is breaking out of a consolidation here. Just see right here, just broke out of this area, up 6.74%. Got some pretty good volume over here as well. Harrow engages in development and production and sale of innovation versus ophthalmic therapies. It is clearing this little bit of consolidation tight area, up over 9% today. Team provides specialty maintenance and construction services for high temperature pressure piping systems. It is clearing this area. Let's draw the line here. Could have got in possibly yesterday. And we keep on moving down. Verona Pharma, which is an ADR, trying to clear the 3073 consolidation. It's up 8.32% today. Cartesian Therapeutics, trying to create a bottoming base here. Bottoming base breakout. It's up almost 11% on the day. Sanara MedTech, it is up 3.56%. Not sure how it got into this category since you're supposed to be up 5%. But that is the story. 5% and 100% increase in volume, and it's only 90%. But we want to hold that against it. There's Wheeler, which we just looked at. The logistics services, including road, marine, and air transport services. Look at that baby shoot up. Didn't quite make, it did make the 5% and 100% increase in volume. I guess I was looking for the 10%. It almost made volume since this base over here. So there you have it. What have we done? We added a little bit more to this holding. Looks like it's working on a breakout here. Not quite yet. It has gone above this kind of consolidation right in this area. We'll see if that can move higher. ERT got a little bit of a bounce today. NVIDIA got a little bit of a bounce as well. Really needs to kind of clear this area right in there. Needs to clear that at least, and really be ideal if it kind of gets above right in here. So that is NVIDIA. A-Lab. Continues to pull back. Like we said, we were wondering if it's going to pull back to the 20-day. We did put on a short of all of our shares at 50.